Okay, as a solo lawyer, there's going to be some days where you have really busy days, especially if you batch your calendar in the way that I do. And today is one of those days for me. So I'm in the office. It's a Tuesday. Tuesday is a client meeting today. So today is full. We have back to back appointments for either signing appointments for estate plans. And so I have one, about half of one here that I'm going to put together. And then the other half is going to be consultation. So I'll kind of keep you along. Let's look at my calendar. And so I've got my first client to do a signing on a purchase and sale agreement where we're selling a house. I've got an estate plan that we're signing after that. I've got another estate planning client after that we're going to be signing for. Then I have an estate planning consultation. I have another estate planning consultation. That one's going to be on Zoom. Everybody else is in person today. For my signings, for like the estate plans, we do those in person. We don't e-sign those. For purchase and sale agreements or other things, we do e-sign, but for this client, we're going to do it in person. She just needs a little bit more assistance, and so we're going to do that. And then we have a quitclaim deed being signed later on this afternoon, and then 2 more estate planning consultations. So a really long day. And so I am exhausted at the end of these days, but it's nice just to get it all done in one day. And that way, let's see, Wednesday and Friday are pretty light days for me. And then this Thursday is actually going to be pretty light because my kids have some back to school like registration things going on. So I have that carved out in my calendar. So yesterday, Monday, was a really busy day, but I worked remotely all day yesterday. Today we're in the office. So I'll take you along, and you can tag along as we go through the day and kind of see what it's like and having a batch calendar where you're doing things back to back to back. So what I'm first going to do is I've been printing this client's estate plan documents. This is only about half. This is kind of a big estate plan, a more complex one. So I'm going to paper clip everything together, get everything sorted and organized in my conference room. I'll show you the conference room. We don't sign. This is my actual office, but I actually use the conference room for signing. So I'll get everything laid out and set out there, and I will show you that when I'm ready to do so. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so now we're in the conference room. This is where I meet all my clients, where we do the signing of their estate plan. So I'm getting ready for my next client coming in the next 10 minutes. And so this is the conference room. This is the conference room table. These are all their documents that they'll be signing. I might need to blur that out if that was legible. And so we will meet in here, witness, notarize, and sign all of their estate planning documents. They are a married couple. This will take, if there's not a lot of questions, this will take 20 to 30 minutes. I block out an hour when I'm signing trusts, just because there can be, a number of questions, even though we've gone over everything already. I just like to block out an hour just to be safe. If I'm doing a will signing, I'll only block that out for half an hour. And so I will go through all these with them. We will sign everything, and then I'll kind of show you what we do afterwards to get them scanned in and start prepping binders. And then we'll get ready for the next client who comes in the next hour, and all the ones after that later on today. All right, let's do it. Okay, back to the office, finished with a few clients now. Just signed that larger estate plan that I think I just showed you in the last video for that client. Got all that signed. So now we need to take care of, I get everything scanned in, and then over to my paralegal where she will sort everything in the client's account online, so they have electronic copies of their documents, get ready to prepare their binder that we deliver to them with their originals, and also she handles the recording of the quitclaim deeds that they sign with their estate plan. So I have 20 minutes until the next client. I like to build in an hour because doing the trust signings, those bigger signings, can really be a little bit draining, like a little bit exhausting, because like I'm just talking for like 30 minutes straight, 40 minutes straight with the client, answering questions and just all the things. I'd like to build those as far as the hour. So I have a little bit of downtime usually in between those signings. So that means it's time for lunch. I'm not a big lunch person. I have shared and a few years ago that I was a big alternate day faster. I don't alternate day fast anymore. I'm not losing weight anymore. I'm more on maintenance, and so I like to incorporate an OMAD into my schedule here and there. I do have a little something. I mainly eat dinner. If I eat a breakfast or a lunch, it's usually really, really light. I don't eat much. So today I'm gonna have my 7-Up Zero, which I'm obsessed with, and some beef jerky. I love this beef jerky. It's the best. So that's going to be my little snack. I keep a stash of straws in my desk here because I need a straw for my cans. And I'm going to eat that. I'm going to get the next client's estate plan already. I've already printed it. I have her whole stack. This is the individual person, not a married couple, so not as big of a stack as the last client. I'm going to go through, get these all paper clipped, go back into my conference room, get them all sorted out on the desk. I just sign them in a certain order. And so I'll get all that ready for her, and we will wrap her up. And then I think, oh no, we have a quick claim deed to sign later on this afternoon. And then the rest of my day are all consults. I'm in person and a couple on Zoom. So we will keep chugging along and make it through our Tuesday. All right. Okay, we are in the final stretch. It is now going on 3 o'clock. It's 2:52 actually. So got a 3 o'clock. That one's going to be on Zoom. And so after that, we'll be wrapping up here at the office. I got a lot done today. Consults, the signings, some of these estate plans have been on my desk for a little bit of a while now, so it feels good to get those all signed. Got all the documents scanned in, everything off to my paralegal for her to get them recorded with the various counties that they're in. And so yeah, but when I wrap up here, I should be out of here between 3:30 and 4, somewhere in that range. But our day is not over, because then the second shift kicks in, right? So, gotta go to the grocery store, gotta go to the bank. I have been driving around with a trunk full of donations. I'm really hoping to swing by and drop off those donations at the local Salvation Army here. So I will do that if I can, and then get home and then start the home shift, right? So probably there's dishes and laundry and getting dinner going and kids and all the things. So day is not over, but we're almost done in the office for today. All right, I'll probably check in one more time, maybe twice, and we'll wrap up today's day. All right, see you later. Bye. Okay, so here we are back at the office, wrap up on the day. I don't even have my lights on. I don't have the mic in. We're just, when it's day in the life, we keep it real casual over here. So let me see. Let me pull up my calendar again. So we went through 7 appointments today. I didn't walk you through every one. A lot of them were repetitive of the same, like the estate planning consults. They're in my conference room, the documents, like I showed you the one, and so those are all the same process. We did the consults. We had some on Zoom, a couple in person. And so the one thing about my practice with my estate planning is that for the legal fees, I charge the clients half down the retainer office at the consult, and then the other half is due at signing. So today was a very high revenue day for the firm because every appointment I had, the firm earned revenue. So whether it was a consult and the person, paid the first half down, or with the signings and they paid the second half of the balance that's owing. So today was a very high revenue day for the firm. And so when I batch it like that, there can be some days where there's no revenue in the firm, but that's fine because we have days like today where it was a very high revenue earning day for the firm. So that kind of ebb and flow happens throughout the week. But month over month, the revenue does not fluctuate so high and low. It's pretty consistent, but it has been on a growth trajectory. Oh my gosh. For the past few years. And I think a lot of that has to come with the me being rewarded for the fruits of my labor, for all the little seeds that I have been planting over the course of my career, which has been 16 years, but I've been a solo for 9.5 years. In the past few years, I've really worked hard on putting out content, writing the blogs, doing the videos, and all of that has been paying off for me and the firm in these recent years, especially the past 2 years, especially with the YouTube videos that I make for my law firm. Those have really started to take off for me. I started those during COVID, so the first couple years, it was kind of slow, but I also was not super consistent with them when I first started. Whereas now I'm pretty good about dropping videos once a week in my law firm. Not perfectly, not all the time, but I've gotten a lot more regular about doing so. And one thing to say about the revenue of the firm, when you are a solo, whether you own a law firm or you own any type of business, it's all on you. It's all on you as the business owner. You have no boss who's putting appointments on your calendar and bringing in the clients and you're just getting the work done. Like, no, that all falls on you. So that's a great thing in that you get the direct benefit of your hard work. Most of that revenue that comes into the firm is going to go to you if you kept your overhead low, like I have taught you in other videos. However, there's going to be days where you don't feel like doing what you need to do. You're not in the mood. You don't have the energy, but you have to show up and do so anyways. And I find I have those days. But also, when I know that I'm showing up for me, like I'm the boss, I'm the owner, I get the direct benefit. And also, I have a paralegal to pay, I have rent to pay, like I have overhead that needs to get paid, no matter what the volume of business is. And so, I think it's a little bit easier to digest and to show up when you don't feel like it, when you know you're showing up for yourself as the business owner, as the owner of your law firm. So today was kind of a quick show you kind of what my day can be like, what it looks like when I batch, how I handle and navigate through a client heavy day. And so the rest of this week is pretty light. Monday and Tuesdays are usually my heavier days. Thursdays can be a busy signing day also, but usually Mondays and Tuesdays are the busy days. Wednesdays and Fridays are very, very light days. And then Thursdays, it just kind of depends on what the schedule looks like and what I have going on. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.